Browns lose to the Titans today, 31-29 here at Huntington Bank Field. They fall to 3-10 on the season. They are now officially eliminated from the playoffs. We are going to start with the positive, though, today, and that is Shedeur Sanders, 364 passing yards, and Mary Kay, more importantly, led the two drives at the end that could have potentially either won this game or sent it to overtime. An impressive showing from the rookie here in Cleveland.
It really was. Even though he threw a really, really bad interception that put them behind the eight ball, he almost had a chance to pull it out in the end with these back-to-back drives. He went 9 of 10 on those last two drives for 109 yards. He scrambled for 7 yards for the first touchdown. And then with 1:03 left, he threw a 7-yard touchdown pass to Harold Fannin, his third really nice touchdown pass of the game. He's showing his accuracy. He's showing his moxie, his playmaking ability. He did a lot of really nice things at the end of the game that's when you need your quarterback to shine. So I think, and I just wrote a column saying that he bolstered his case. The Browns are trying to figure out, can he be the guy? And I think this game went on the plus side of that ledger.
Yeah, Ashley, this was definitely his most complete game. And then, of course, you throw in the fact that he almost led this team back from 2 scores down in the fourth quarter, and it just makes it even that much more impressive.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, overall, I thought he showed some real resilience in the fact that they were down 2 scores. It felt like, okay, well, they're just going to walk off the field. This is going to be embarrassing. And that they even rallied back at all on those 2 drives. He had that stretch where he was something like 9 of 10 for just over 100 yards just in that time frame over those 2 drives and running it in, like all that stuff was really good. And I think the 2 touchdown throws he had today, the one to David Njoku at that end of the stadium and the one to Harold Fannin on the other side, like they were just really, really great throws. Even the broadcast was raving about them right on the immediate replay.
Okay, now we got to talk about those 2-point plays. Of course, the Browns tried to go for 2 twice. On the first one, Sanders fumbled the snap from backup center Luke Whippler, who was in the game because Ethan Posick likely ruptured his Achilles and is out for the season, so they're on to Luke Whippler at center. Sanders fumbles the snap on that one. Then on the second one, a miscommunication or something. Nobody really wanted to just explain the play to us, but it looked like Quinshon Judkins, who was lined up in the Wildcat, was supposed to pitch it to Gage Larvidan, who was coming around behind him. It didn't happen. The play didn't work. And I think, Mary Kay, the big question a lot of people have specifically on that one is, why did Kevin Stefanski make the choice to take Shedeur Sanders off the field considering what he had done on the 2 previous drives?
It's really hard to say. They have been using Quinshon a fair amount in those types of situations on the goal line, running the direct snap, the Wildcat, whatever you want to call it, and it's worked for them a lot of different times. But this one was just a complete disaster. It really looked like Quinshon just flinched when he was supposed to pitch the ball to Gage, and it just didn't work out. Now, he did not talk to us after the game. He left without talking. That's not okay. You have to face the music, even if you're a rookie, even if you make a mistake. That's what you do as a professional. But he didn't do that, so we weren't able to ask him exactly what happened, and nobody else was really saying. But just looking at it over and over, that's what it looks like. Kevin took the blame. He took the fall for taking Shedeur off the field in that situation. And I don't know exactly what the thinking was there. He would not elaborate on it.
Yeah, Ashley, and to Mary Kay's point, they have used the Wildcat effectively. These are plays that they talk about in practice throughout the week. That play in particular, a number of guys told us, Jerry Jeudy, Joe Bitonio, they've been working on that since training camp. So a play that they've repped over and over again, and obviously it didn't work in this case, but that's one of those situations where, Kevin might be losing some sleep over that decision.
Yeah, and it's one of those decisions, obviously, if it works, right? Everyone's talking about what a great move it is. But I think, Dan, you and I, we were having a spirited debate about this in the press box, but you and I were on the same page in the sense that where I had to take issue with it, somebody looking at it objectively, analytically, is yes, he's a rookie. Quinshon Judkins is a rookie. Shedeur Sanders is also a rookie, but it's different to have your rookie quarterback in that situation. And we know Shedeur's done so much of his development has been about the operational side of things. So to essentially take a rookie non-quarterback and put him in charge of that operational stuff alone is such a big ask. And I wonder if it just got too big in that moment. And look, the first decision to go for 2 with Shedeur got the botch. It looked like a botch snap, a fumbled low snap on that play from Luke Whippler. I know you wrote it like this. It's the analytics argument. No one's going to change anyone's mind, but basically, as Kevin Stefanski explained it, the analytics of it is if you go for 2 and you get it, you know what you're working with the next time you would score when you're coming back. But obviously plenty of angst from fans who are like, why didn't you just kick it? And then you could have just kicked it the next time to tie the game. But I think they look at it as, well, they would have had to go for 2 to win the game.
Okay. 4 games left. Browns, like I said, out of the playoffs, Mary Kay. I guess over these 4 games, what needs to happen? What are you keeping an eye on?
Well, I think it still is going to be all about the development of Shedeur Sanders and trying to figure out, is he the guy? Because they have a huge decision to make in the 2026 draft. Everybody watched Fernando Mendoza play against Ohio State last night. He looked pretty good. They have the 5th pick, or I don't know what the pick is right now, but they have 2 first-round picks, and they are going to have a shot at one or more of these quarterbacks. We don't know exactly how it's all going to shake out, but they have a huge decision to make, and they have to determine if Shedeur can be the guy, and can they use those picks on a receiver, an offensive tackle, or something like that. So that's what this has to be all about starting next week in Chicago.
Ashley, 4 games. What are you watching?
Well, I think what I'm super curious about with this offense is what we're going to see from this O-line. As we mentioned, Ethan Posick probably out for the year, but we keep hammering the point home, Dan. I know you wrote about it immediately after the game. This idea that this O-line is a huge, huge question mark going into the offseason. You could look at a totally new offensive line next year for all we know right now, but especially a guy like Luke Whippler, he was a later round draft pick a few years ago. He's going to get a few weeks here in a row, I would assume, at that starting center spot. So it's another young guy who they're kind of throwing in the mix like a Tevin Jenkins and seeing what they have. But these could still be a handful of really important weeks for the future of this offensive line.
Yeah, if you're not catching the theme here, it's about finding out about everything they can over these 4 games as they go into, as Mary Kay said, what is a very important offseason, not just at quarterback, but really across the entire roster. We will cover everything that happened here today and beyond at cleveland.com/Browns.